Singer Jung Joon-young, who's at the center of the widening K-pop sex scandal, attended a court hearing last week during which his arrest warrant was reviewed. When he headed out of the court building after the session, he was seen handcuffed, which was aired live throughout the country. His arrest wasn't decided by the court at that time. Is this a violation of human rights, leading Jung away in handcuffs before the court's decision and exposing him to the media? This has become a topic of heated debate here in the country. Another point of contention is what's dubbed the photo line. It's like a ritual here in South Korea for a suspect to stand in front of media cameras as they appear before the police, the prosecution, or the court. The singer-songwriter also read out an apology at the photo line before entering the courtroom. Now, you might think, isn't it a humiliation he, or any suspect for that matter, has to bear with? Well, in fact, there have been calls from the nation's judicial circles to scrap this practice, plus overnight interrogation, as former Chief Justice Yang Sing-tae faces investigation over accusations of exerting his influence to manipulate high-profile court rulings in exchange for political benefits from the previous government. When Yang appeared before the prosecution for questioning in January, he didn't stop at the photo line, which first sparked the debate. If we take a look at the arguments, there are those who say the photo line violates the suspect's personal rights as it goes against the legal principle of the presumption of innocence. But on the other side of the argument, some say it's necessary for the public's right to know. What's becoming controversial is no one from the judiciary has questioned it during the Burning Sun-related probes, prompting criticism that they're only interested in protecting the rights of their family, those in the same profession. Same goes for questioning suspects until late at night or sometimes early next morning. It was judicial authorities who were at the forefront of slamming the practice, with many of them describing it as torture when the probe into Mr. Yang began. And prosecutors back then, seemingly pressured by criticism from within, let Yang go early. But in the case of Jung Joon-young, he was questioned overnight, both on the 14th and the 17th. Former Big Bang member Seung-ri and other Burning Sun-related suspects were also interrogated until very late, but no word from legal circles about that as well. Of course, it's against law and impossible to do this without the consent of the suspects, and some celebrities or high-profile figures do prefer to stay longer to complete the questioning session while they're there rather than be summoned again. But many experts say overnight questioning should be avoided unless an arrest warrant or the statute of limitations is nearing expiration to prevent investigative authorities from abusing the practice of late-night interrogation.